All right, folks, welcome back. It's November 24th. It's a fine Tuesday. It's about a quarter after noon, quarter after 12 o'clock. We've got some perfect timing going on right now. We're spreading some find my lines here. We're broadcasting some fertilizer. All calf weaning has just been completed as of about we'll say about 11 o'clock. Grabbed a quick bite to eat. I had run some errands, and now it's time to get this buggy of fertilizer down. I went and grabbed this last night before the feed mill closed. Before I continue on any further, chomping my gums. I want to give a big special shout out, pat on the back, and a very large thank you to Mr. Don Soper and his wife Candy. Don and Candy are and have been fans of the channel for quite some time. As it comes to it, they're really no more than Don. I don't know, what are you guys, about maybe 12 miles away? As the crow flies, maybe 15. I don't know. Finding my lines here is difficult. All right, here we go again. Jeez. Anyway, Don and Candy have been a fan of the channel for quite some time, and Don shared some information with some gardening. Of course, everybody knows I'm up in the ante on sweet corn this year. You need to understand, at one point Don Soper was doing about 20 acres of sweet corn and a garden fit for an entire community. But yeah, nice friendship there, sharing some information. Anyway, Don and Candy stopped over here later this morning and dropped off a very, very nice care package of homemade by them venison sausage, venison sticks, like the Slim Jims. I'm seeing some canned smoked fish, which I'm pretty excited about, and some jars of jam. So Don and Candy, I really appreciate it. Very, very nice. Yeah, I'm very lucky and grateful, and I know it. That's the difference. Very appreciative, very much so. You're going to be getting it back to you in some Weezer Cattle Company beef hamburger and some fine cuts coming up in about 3 weeks or better. I know you said you didn't want any, but too bad, you got to take it. Okay. What we're doing right now is broadcasting fertilizer. This is not a very uncommon practice to be doing this in the fall, especially like the dairies around here. The dairies around here will get their potash just littered on their alfalfa ground in the fall before Old Man Winter shows up with the snowfall. This is a very uncommon practice for us. This is my first time ever putting fertilizer down in the fall time. I attempted to do it last year, but I ran out of time. And I'm going to have to say, in the history of the Weezer farm, we've never made it a practice ever of putting down fertilizer. Well, I want to try something just a little bit different here. A little different for me anyway. We're concentrating on 3 pieces of property to give it a little bit of help, and also fear of it being just too damn wet in the springtime. This field in particular, this is the new property I took on a couple years ago. This is my big go-to hay ground. For me it is. I mean, the keen eye can just already see the territory and see how there's a big, I want you to watch this. That created by runoff. You hit that going 5 miles an hour and you're going out the windshield. Anyway, this piece of property in particular is getting some special attention because it's 99 out of 100 times you're not going to get in here in the spring to get that fertilizer down in a timely manner. timely manner is the key here. The other couple properties that we're dealing with here with this buggy, I got 6,000 pounds in there. I'm spreading it about 125 to 130 pounds an acre. This is 514.42. I should probably have a lot more better information and knowledge before I start making these videos. I'm just going to give you the brunt of what I'm doing. Anyway, we're concentrating on this piece of property here, all the paddocks at the farm, and the field behind the barn, which is Kutha's, which is completely, totally grazing now. And the absolute goal here is to get it down now, let winter set in, let the snow fall, all the moisture, everything else. Spring's going to be what spring is. It's always a disaster around here. I'm sure it's kind of true for almost everybody else. So that it's there and it's in or on the ground. Now, the one thing we're not really putting down here is urea, nitrogen. Very lucky once again for some comments on a YouTube video I made some time ago, but also with direction from the feed mill, which does such a great job. It's not wise to be putting down urea. Between what I'm going to say dissipation and then runoff, you're basically you're throwing most of your money, you're throwing most of your product in the garbage. Why is P&K different? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So we're doing this big piece of hay ground here, big for me. All paddocks, which is 9 paddock systems for grazing. And we're doing what we call Kutha's, which is a couple fields behind the barn. So, yeah, I had to make some phone calls. Understand, we're in the brunt of hunting season right now, folks. So I made all of my phone calls yesterday. Understand, I operate this property by lease, but that does not include hunting rights. A lot of people hunt around here. Everybody does. And I made it well aware of what my plan was, and nobody had any qualms with it because of the time of day that I'm doing this. And then the goal is going to be, come this spring, when the ground says okay, I'll be putting down just a pure urea of probably about 130, maybe 150 pounds to the acre. That's my plan. We're going to see how it goes. All signs and everything that I've read and everything I've been told point towards yes. So just looking for something different here. This piece of ground that we're on right now, how do I say this? I know what reality is. Believe it or not, I do. I'm running a real fine line right now with the amount of cattle on the farm and the amount of property that not only do I graze, but property that I farm. I keep this up, and I'm going to get myself in a real pickle. Let's just cut the mustard here. This big piece of ground, this is 26 acres altogether. It splits back there too, but it's part of the field too. I didn't get my second cutting off of this year because it was so stinking wet in here in the early summer. I had to stay out, that or destroy it, and I'm not about to do that because I just put the darn thing in. Trust me, there's a few dollars in here. That goes without saying. So what I'm trying to say is a couple different things need to happen. In fact, number one is another 40 acres, possibly up to 60, farmland. That's actually a given. That has to happen. But I can't just magically make that kind of property appear. And I'm not going to ruffle feathers and step on toes to get that property. I'm not doing it. I got to live here. Period. There's some people that don't care about that. Could name some names, not going to. You got to sleep at night if you can, that's up to you. Me, no. Property's coming available. With the unfortunate decline and destruction of dairy, I just got to bide my time and see what happens. Where am I going with this? So yeah, more property has to be accumulated by way of lease. I definitely can't purchase any of these days, not right now. And then, you know, other certain things like what I'm doing right now, they need to be done. So anyway, I'm trying this out. I'm losing you with my words here. But I think this will be a great help. We're going to find out. At least the P&K is down. And then, of course, it's just a matter of getting that urea, nitrogen, down in the early spring when the ground says that it's okay to do so. So, yeah, a lot of low spots here. They're all over the place. This field is just one big water log. I don't understand it, but whatever. Yeah, runoff is so great. You can see even a valley's created right here, for God's sakes. I definitely got some springtime chainsaw on the Ranger limb work here. That's fine. That's normal. But anyway, so that's my very uneducated answer for what the hell I'm doing right now. You're never going to lose in fertilizer. Never. Okay? Yeah, like I stated, all weaning's been completed on the farm as of this morning. Dad and I went after it together. Feels real good. Right now, the cattle are confined to the cow yard. They're staying in there for 5 days while the weaning process gets limited anyway for the new heifers that were just thrown into the heifer lot. Put a couple of calves in the barn as well, and then now we also have a new farm mascot. I elected remember those two twin heifers that were heifer calves that were born late August? I made a decision. Now understand, and I believe I told you this on a different video, I lost one only but about a week and a half ago. We'll talk about that later. I decided this morning to go ahead and pull the other heifer calf. She's in a hutch, nice, safe and sound. I do plan on giving her milk replacer, even though she's been on mother's milk for a bar minimum 2 months. She needs a little bit of help. I haven't seen her on her mom for quite a few days. I'm not sure what's going on there. The mother did kick the one off that passed, kicked it off of her, and I haven't seen this calf, the other calf that I acquired today, on its mom for days. So anyway, made the decision to pull it and set up a calf hutch right by, gosh damn it, nothing like throwing some fertilizer into the woods. Set up a calf hutch right in the front of the barn, and we'll take a look at it. I'm electing not to go hunting tonight. I didn't go hunting last night either. I'm trying to catch up here a little bit. Not to mention camp and hunting open up wide open again here come tomorrow night. So hopefully we'll do a little video this evening. I'll show you a couple of the changes that were done this morning, and we'll have a good look at we'll have a good look at the new farm mascot. We got to give her a name. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's all I got going here, folks. It's a beautiful November day here. The sun is not anywhere to be found today, though. And we have snow starting in about an hour and a half. So we've got some perfect timing here. Get this stuff on and get out. Had a fuel line go to hell on me here on this tractor, just a 3/8 rubber. Yesterday when I got to the mill. But they got a shop that's fit for an absolute king. Not that they do outside work, it's just to take care of their own stuff. But very lucky and thankful I was able to get in there and get a piece of line on. But yeah, she was spitting out some fuel. I got some pretty significant dry rotted fuel lines on this thing. The other two need to be changed as well. Of course, the famous saying goes, they're not leaking yet, so why change them? They'll be changed soon enough, and we'll go from there. So, all right, folks, checking in, just doing a little video. Fall fertilizer, putting down 5-14-42. Heavy on the potash, and I believe this will be a nice contributor and a difference maker. And it is a common practice. It's just not a common practice for me until now. But, yeah, I'm hitting the low-lying fields, which of course is just this one, and then Kuthas. That's actually, there's a lot of low spots in Kuthas, and then the extreme, ever important paddock grazing system, and we'll see what it does for us. It can only help. It cannot hurt. One more little look, and then I got to shut you off here. I gotta pay attention. Apparently not very good at two things at one time here. Well, you got a rolling hunting blind right there. Very common to see those all over the place right now. Of course, our hunting season goes up until the last day of November. But then muzzleloader kicks back up. I forget what my dates are here. Bow season kicks back up, I think, December 1st all the way to the last day of the year. But then there's like a 10 or 11 or 12 day muzzleloader season. I want to say like after the first week of December, something like that. So anyway, folks, we're going to talk to you sooner and later.